Stop the what-if thoughts that come from excessive thinking.
If you're stuck in asking the questions, the why, the what, the when, and the where, you will never arrive at your answer.
If you believe those thoughts, you may end up making decisions that you regret later. But by breaking the pattern of excessive thoughts, you'll end that what-if swirl that goes on inside of your mind. In this video, we're going to give you some tried and true answers to help break this destructive pattern. Number one tool, pattern interrupt. You got to interrupt that pattern of excessive thinking.
You know, Yana, sometimes I get stuck in the swirl of being in that thought pattern, and I just allow the energy and the momentum to take me to a place, and before I recognize it, my energy is drained. There is a great scripture in the book of Isaiah that says this: "Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." And that word renew in the Hebrew is spelled with a chet, a lamed, and a pay, a final pay. And you pronounce it chalaf, chalaf. And what this means in the Paleo Hebrew is that the word chalaf means a passing through. In other words, you don't allow that swirl to happen. It begins to pass through you. Now, there is a great technique that we use in order to allow the thought to pass through us. Yana, I'm going to let you introduce what we call the welcoming technique.
This is a powerful technique, and if you'll use it, it will do what we're suggesting. It will interrupt those patterns of excessive thinking. The way that we do welcoming is we spread our arms as if we are greeting a long-lost friend, someone that we are so glad to see. Now, this is counterintuitive, but I can promise you it works. And we welcome every feeling, every thought we're having, even the bad ones. If you are in that excessive swirl, excessive thinking, and you're, well, what if this happens and this could happen and that could happen? And fear is in there, fear of what might happen, just open your arms and welcome the fear. If it's about guilt, welcome the guilt. That's right. Welcome every feeling that you're having as if it was a long-lost friend, especially the negative ones, because what you resist persists. It's a law of physics, one of the 7 great laws of physics. So if you're saying, oh no, I shouldn't feel fear, and I shouldn't feel guilt, and I shouldn't feel worry, then guess what happens? That stuff is drawn right back to you. The fear, the guilt, the worry. But if you welcome it, you're acknowledging that it's present. And you know what happens, Dar? That emotion moves right through you and dissipates. So I welcome these excessive thoughts. I welcome the feelings about them, the concern, the worry, and whatever else is attached. That's step number 1 of welcoming. Step number 2 is then I welcome the feeling, the desire that I wish it was different, or I wish I felt different. Just by welcoming and acknowledging your desire for a situation to be different or for you to feel different, unwinds that stuff and it passes right through you and it dissipates and it leaves. So that's step number 2, welcoming the desire for you to feel different or for the situation to be different. And then here is step number 3. Ready for this? This is the best part of welcoming. We open our arms and we say this. Get a pen, get a piece of paper. You're going to want to write this down. This is how we do it. Just for now, just for this moment, I choose to let it all go. Just for now, just for this moment, I choose to let it all go. So let's review real quick. Got your pen and paper? And if not, put a comment in there that, oh man, I got to try this. This is new and different. I've heard of this. I'm tracking with you. Let me know what you're thinking. But if you do have that pen and paper, let's write this down. Number 1, welcome, allow every feeling, acknowledge it that is present with you, even if it's something that you would call a negative feeling. I welcome the feeling of. Number 2, I welcome the desire for the situation to be different or for my feelings to be different. I really wanted this to be different. Welcome that. And then number 3, the crown of it all. Just for this moment, just for now, I choose to let it all go. If you use this technique, you will find excessive thinking will unwind and it loses its power to bring you into that swirl just by welcoming.
That is so good, Yana. And then once you interrupt the pattern, you can come to this present moment. It's no longer about the past and what has caused and created that swirl to happen. You stay out of the future thoughts. You just come right into this present moment.
So that's step number 2. Step number 3, are y'all ready for this? This is really, really good. You want to pull back and begin to look at, think about, engage with things that are simple, that make you feel good. Now, here's the key to pulling back. Stay general. Don't get specific. Don't look at the couch and say, I like the vertical lines on the couch and the buttons that are in the middle. That makes me feel good. No. When I look at the couch, I have a good feeling. When I look at my pet, I have beautiful, beautiful dogs. When I look at them, I feel so good. When I look at the home that I live in, I am so grateful that I have a home. Stay general. Pull back from those intricate thoughts that cause that swirl.
It's so important for us to take back our energy. So if you find that you're drained, that you've allowed those excessive thoughts to drain your energy, remember, if you remember nothing else, remember the welcoming technique today. Again, that you just open your arms and begin to welcome those thoughts. Allow them to pass through you. Chalaf, the Hebrew word that you're renewing, and it passes through you. The second thing, that you begin to just welcome the desire and the feeling for something different to take place in your life. And then the third one is that you open your arms and say, just for now.
I love that part. Just for this minute, we choose to let it all go. These are wonderful techniques. We know that it's been a help to you. You may want to go through that welcoming technique 2 or 3 times. When that swirl starts with me, that's what I do. I go through welcoming 2 or 3 times, and then what do you know?
Me too.
I'm out of that pattern. So, pattern interrupt, number 1, the present moment, and then pulling back and staying with what is general.
So let me ask you a question. Is your sleep all you need it to be? Do you wake up in the morning feeling rested and energized for the day?
Well, if not, you're going to want to watch this next video because we're going to teach you some biblical practices for restoring that restful sleep.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are
the Hebrew Sisters at HebrewScrollsAcademy.com.